before I started making clique art, I would say a lot of my stuff was, I mean, it involved music, but a lot of it was like movie based and a lot of like basic stuff, which is usually what you end up producing when you're in school and you're learning the basics and you're trying to figure that stuff out. But since making art for the band, I mean, the community that supports this kind of work has given me the opportunity to create work that goes beyond like the fundamentals. You know, it goes way beyond the basics that you learn in school and, you know, the limitations that a teacher gives you, you know. A lot of the work that I did design-wise, you know, over the years, I was still in school, so, you know, I would come home and do that, you know, that guided work, that guided homework, you know, fundamental practice that I had to do, and then I could just turn to, you know, this side project that was nothing at the time, but it was a way for me to explore greater aspects of the programs that I was using and methods that I could combine in order to, you know, compound a unique design that I felt came from inspiration from this band and in this community. Outside of any clique art, you know, that I've made over the years, you know, I work a lot with film. I work a lot with you know, landscape photography, and, you know, the basis of all of that outside work, you know, the basis of that work that's actually allowing me to you know, thrive off of, you know, what I have a passion for doing is attributed with this band. I don't think I'd have the portfolio that I'd have without this artistic community, you know, supporting me in all these years. I don't think I'd have, you know, a lot of the know-how that I've, you know, discovered through exploration by creating clique art. And, you know, I can attribute a lot of that to the community, the following, you know, the support that they give me through social media, and just it's overwhelming, and it's, you know, it's so appreciated, and it's something that has inspired me to just be there and just always be an open door, and just always be willing to help.
Hi, my name is Katie, also known as K-Snakes on Twitter and Instagram, and I am a clique artist. I find that the band has allowed me to push myself creative-wise, and I probably wouldn't have thought of such ideas without them, if that makes sense, but they do allow me to push myself and try new things as an artist that I probably wouldn't have before. It's just so cool to see that the people that inspire you the most are actually paying attention and they see what you do. And not only me, just like every clique artist out there, that they do see what we do, even if they don't like it or acknowledge it, but they are seeing it, and it's cool that they were able to recognize me in what I do. I mean, everyone's supportive. A lot of people do look at my stuff, but either way, I would still be doing I'd still be doing art regardless, even if it wasn't for the clique community. And in a way, they have helped me to push myself, trying new things and whatnot, just like the band has, because everyone's so supportive. It makes you want to continue to create, And it just makes me feel good that people are really supportive of what I do, even though it's not really, it's not what a lot of people are doing. But it's nice to know that so many people really like what I'm doing, and it makes me want to keep doing it more often. When I first started creating, I didn't see a lot of design. There were mainly 2 or 3 accounts that I followed that focused on that. Most people were drawing and painting and doing traditional stuff. But since then, there are so many people that have joined the graphic design movement, which I think is super cool. I honestly don't think I've made a big difference or anything, but I'd like to say that I've inspired at least one person to design. It's my goal anyway. I first started making clique art around October of 2014. There were maybe 10 other artists that I followed on Instagram that I really looked up to. But since then, the amount of artists has grown so much, and so many different styles have developed from that, which I think is super cool. There wasn't even 20,000 posts tagged clique art on Instagram, and now there's almost 400,000, which is insane. But I think it's always good to express your creativity and putting your feelings on paper instead of using alternative ways to express those feelings. And with a growing community, that just means people are doing that more, which is really cool. And with the growing community, that just means there's more artists, and that serves as motivation for me to keep creating and to better myself, which I know is true for other artists too. Designing and creating art inspired by 21 Pilots has essentially helped me become an artist in a way. But to me, it's much more about the community than it is the band. I've tried to do many different styles. I've always done graphic design, but I've also experimented with photography and street art, and now I'm working on an animation. And I don't think I would have ever tried those things if it weren't for this community being so supportive and welcoming to any form of creativity. And ultimately, this community serves as a motivation for me to better myself. And I just always want to show others that you can always be better than what you are today.
This community has been able to finally give me a style that I can call my own as an artist. Usually it's black and white pieces with a pop of color, and it's really cool to see, my followers notice that, be like, oh, there's that pop of color again. It's really nice that people know that that's my style, and it's really nice that I've been able to finally find it. And more importantly, this community has given me a subject matter that I'm actually passionate about and motivates me to always want to create. Another really awesome thing about this community is that it's given me a drive to improve myself always, because you see other artists that I see as better as myself do something really cool, and you're like, I want to be able to do that, and the only way to become better is to practice, and by drawing every day. And I've been drawing basically non-stop for a year and a half doing clique art. The kind of stuff that I look for when I post a drawing that I've finished online is really comments. I know that a photo has really connected with somebody if there's a lot of comments under that photo. Not so much likes, but if there's a really high amount of comments, I'm like, wow, people actually like this one, and that's really cool. The comment that's my favorite always is when people say that they think that something looks like a photo, because that's always something I'm trying to strive towards, is trying to make my drawings look as photorealistic as possible, which isn't always easy to do. So when somebody says that they think it was a photo, that's just the nicest thing that anybody could say. At the end of the day, I have found friendships with people that hopefully last a lifetime and will you know, last longer than material things do, you know? So once people stop making music and, you know, clique art, sadly, I know it's not gonna last forever, but I've found friends that I think will.
Yeah, I think it absolutely inspired me in a lot of ways. Probably the biggest, you know, being that 21 Pilots, from an art perspective, has cultivated a group of people that are really searching for their purpose by creating something and working through it. So for me, that really inspired me in my journey to create Ancora, and it's super awesome. It's kind of crazy, but like I've been designing stuff for 21 Pilots, or with 21 Pilots, since 2012, and you know, so there's been a lot of growth in that time period, and that was 5 years ago, and so I've definitely grown a lot and learned a ton in that period of time. So I definitely have changed and improved, and hopefully for the better. But yeah, I'm always trying to branch out and try new styles and just keep improving and try new things. I think that's the most important as an artist, is to keep yourself outside of the box instead of in it. So I think with deciding on a concept to go with, it's really important to kind of figure out what your end goal is. So what that looks like, you know, what you're trying to say through the shapes and stuff you're, you know, putting together. And yeah, I think that's the most important part. So really you can use whatever sort of, you know, medium you want to use or anything like that. I always like to do a little bit of traditional mediums with digital, because there's a lot of cool styles that you can put together with that. I think one thing that's really cool about the 21 Pilots community is that it really feels like a family-oriented community in the ways that like everyone's just trying to build each other up and get through the process of creating together and inspiring other people. And I think that's really cool. It's definitely pushed me in a lot of ways to keep pressing forward, whether it be through creating something or just in life itself. And that's something you don't find really anywhere else or in any other communities that have to deal with art. So I'm really thankful for that.
I've been doing makeup work for years now. I went to college for it. I took a makeup course my sophomore year, and I really only focused on my face. I didn't really get to experience myself and the importance of how creating is until I was introduced to 21 Pilots, and I was introduced to them back in 2013, but it took until 2015 for me to really start to engage in that makeup work, and that's when I decided to try a 21 Pilots piece, and it just, I guess, exploded in such a positive light, where the band was still small at the time, where they, you know, commented and liked things and communicated with the Clique Art community, and I'm thankful that I was a part of that at a, you know, a small time, whereas now, you know, they're a Grammy Award-winning band. Yeah, people will stop me at shows, and it's not even now at 21 Pilots shows only. I've gone to John Bellion, Vespertine, Panic at the Disco concerts, where people have stopped me and recognized me and have talked to me, and I guess it makes me feel like I'm a part of a community and really known in this community, which is a good feeling. Because of Tyler and Josh, I have been given numerous amounts of opportunities where I feel that this is the only career choice I have now. They've given me so much that it would be almost impossible to accept the opportunities that they have given me. The fact that they put one of my art pieces just on their tour for their second half of Emotional Roadshow that was seen in front of thousands and thousands of people is an opportunity in itself, and because of them, I feel like I branched out to other artists, and now, you know, have been noticed by like John Bellion and Vespertine and other artists out there. So yes, thank you Tyler and Josh for giving me the opportunity to really believe in myself and to go out there and to experience things, and for honestly to find the happiness that I was looking for. I've been through a lot, and who knew 2 freaking guys could make me feel whole and happy and understand me without even knowing me personally.
When I first joined the Clique Artist community, I was really just a painter. And that's what I've been doing my whole life, is just drawing and painting. And it's just these past few years that I've gotten into the graphic design side of things. I think that drawing and painting has really helped me shape who I am as a designer today. And especially the Clique community has helped me shape who I am today. Without their support, I wouldn't be confident enough to keep drawing and keep designing things. The support from you guys and from the Clique community is just, it's so reliable, and it's so much different than the other communities I've ever been in. There's a strong bond between all of us, like even those, like we don't even know each other and we're still friends. I find myself getting like a lot more responses and a lot more quality responses from this community. And yeah, people around my school and from my school support me, but they're not always there like you guys are. This is a special thing we have. As far as my music, I don't think that I would even gone as far to pick up a guitar without the support from you guys. I've only been playing guitar for about 3 years now, and I don't think that I would have been able to have the confidence to sing or create such a vulnerable song to you guys without your support. I create very vulnerable, emotional music, and I don't think that I could have done that without your support, because I definitely wouldn't have been confident enough. And I just want to thank you so much for the continued support, and I'm just very proud to call this my community.
Hi, my name is Quinsey Sablan, and I'm a photographer. As a photographer, my goal is to take these real struggles that we're all dealing with, these darknesses that are haunting us, and put a real life face to it. I try to make it relatable, especially to the Clique Art community who can already relate to it. What I try to create with my photography is a depiction of real life struggle that I'm dealing with, because we're all struggling. We're all dealing with some type of pain or darkness, and so I try to portray that in an image. The Clique Art community has completely evolved my work. Before I became involved in it, I just took photos. I felt that I was just taking photos as a hobby. I have support from this art community that has kind of turned into my second family, and I honestly can't thank my Clique friends enough for that support and for constantly backing me, and then ultimately I can't thank the band enough for bringing me that family and bringing us all together to celebrate music, but also give us an outlet to express ourselves.
I think there's 2 things that come to mind as sort of a highest achievement. They're both so different that I don't want to say one is the highest. But one day, Mark, who
is also Real Bear Media, as a lot of people know him, Mark Eshelman, emailed me, and the subject heading of the email just said, "Josh Dunn Drumhead." So I opened it up, and basically the email said, "Hey, take a look at this design that you've done in the past. We'd love to use it. Could you essentially make a couple little changes to us and to it and send it back to us?" So I made a couple different versions, sent it back to Mark, and next thing I know, that design is being used as Josh's drumhead on the Emotional Roadshow tour. But I think the other thing that I hold so highly as an achievement is the few times that I've had someone reach out to me and say, "You inspire me, you are the reason I became a graphic designer, you're the reason I got started doing this." And that is just sort of unfathomable to me. But I think really it's just been such an incredible honor to just even be a part of this community at all. I'm so thankful for everyone who supported me. I'm so thankful for all the friends that I have. I'm just so thankful to have found something that can push me in such different ways that I never would have thought of before. You know, my job, my career is something I got because this community kind of led me to it. And so I don't think a thank you goes far enough, but I think I know that telling you that everything I do, like all these designs I put out, is like all sort of is like a thank you. It's like, here you go, thank you for your support and your acceptance. Here's what I'm good at, so here's how I can give back to you all. Yeah, it's been really such an honor being part of this community. And even within this documentary, I know there's so many other incredible artists who I call all of them my friends, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this with them as well. Yeah, just what an incredible thing that we all get to be a part of. We are all such a lucky group of people.
Sometimes drawing gets boring to me or demotivating because I feel like my art isn't good enough. But usually when I feel that way, I go on the Clique Art tag on Instagram and I see amazing art on there, and I see amazing people sharing that art. Those people are a huge part of what keeps me creating and what keeps me motivated to do what I do. But not only those people, Tyler and Josh as well, they often like things that they see online. This year, during their US tour, they even projected a bunch of Clique art behind them during Holding On To You. And my art was on there, which was incredibly gratifying for me because the two guys I look up to the most, Tyler and Josh, support my art and share my art. And so Tyler and Josh and the people I see on social media combined really make the Clique Art community an amazing place to share your art. Before I started posting Clique art, I didn't really post that much, maybe once a month or twice a month. So I didn't really draw that much. But ever since I posted my first drawing of Tyler and Josh, my account has started to grow. So to me that meant that I had to post more and to draw more and to interact more with my followers. So instead of drawing once a month like I did 2 years ago, I started drawing twice a week or once a week or just whenever I have time. So I feel like my art is better than it was 2 years ago. Before there was social media, I didn't really have a great place to share my art. I mean, I'm kind of young, so there always has been the internet, but social media hasn't always been as huge as it is now. So now there's this digital art movement starting, and I kind of joined that 2 years ago because I wanted to show the world what I have to offer, and I wanted to show the world my art. And after being in that movement and in the Clique Art community for almost 2 years, or a little over 2 years, I realized that it's so much more than just showing the world your art. I got to meet amazing people. I've made lifelong friendships on the internet, and I've gotten gratification from people I've looked up to for 2 years. And so it's great to see other people joining this movement and joining this community, because it can mean so much to them and the people around them.